Hi, this is James Page here at the FTTH Conference 2025 in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, and I'm pleased to say I've been joined by a native. We've got Wouter Stammeijer here from KPN. Thank you for welcoming us so warmly to this country for this year's conference. It's a pleasure to talk to you. I want to ask you about the situation here in terms of fibre and in terms of what's happening in this market. The latest numbers that have been put out by the FTTH Council sort of suggest that you have a fantastic deployment rate, nearly 92% now, but maybe not so good in terms of take-up. What's happening in your eyes?
Yeah, so thank you for having me. And I think the timing of this conference in Amsterdam is perfect, because what you're saying now is that the Netherlands is ranking on top of the list in these statistics. That was certainly not the case in terms of fiber if you go back, let's say, 5 years ago. At that time, actually, the Netherlands was kind of lagging, which is interesting if you think about this market, because the digital adoption, the digital infrastructure, the quality is always very high. So if you look at mobile, we have 3 of the best mobile networks in the world based in the Netherlands. But technology goes in cycles. So if you have a kind of a front runner position, then the incentive to invest is lower. So then it's overtaken by others, right? So that's what happened a little bit in the Netherlands. So also for KPN, we were losing quite a lot of customers to coaxial cable, for example. So when we started to deploy fiber, and what happened then is that where we are now is that fiber is almost everywhere. 90% of the country, there's fiber to the home, and that's a big difference. In terms of adoption, we're getting there. So I think if we look at we focused next to rolling out to the streets, also to actually connecting all households. That's what we try to do differently from some of the other players. On the homes connected, 60% is activated. So it's actually quite a good number. And the trick with that is that it's not just about technology, but it's about the complete package, branding, services on top of that, fixed mobile convergence. Customers don't think in technology, they think in services and what they can actually get in terms of value. So I think that's what we try to do, and that's how we drive the adoption.
Yeah, and that was mentioned in the panel session that you were on the main stage. There was talk about branding, and I think there was a question towards the end about thinking about that customer point of view, and the industry has moved along that route, as the numbers testify here, into thinking more about adoption, to start to think about fibre not as a technology but as a service. I know that's something you're keen to point out.
Yeah, because I think, again, thinking about this conference is about fiber, right? And fiber, it is very important. If you talk about fiber to the home or fiber to the building, fiber to the business, fiber to the site, we run a converged network. So the basic backbone of the fixed and the mobile network is integrated, right? So it's all fiber. Fiber is there. So the theme is very important in itself, but just fiber is not enough. That's what I'm saying. You need to think about this platform business model on top of the fiber, because that's where you serve your customers. Digital customer interaction. Can customers actually easily connect their service instantly? There's no patience anymore, right? People are not, they're not, if you lose out on service, you lose the customer. So all of that is very important. And I think that's also the benefit of being an integrated operator, both serving the network, but also the services on top of that.
You mentioned the sort of successful mobile networks that exist in the Netherlands. Do you look at them? Are there things that you try and learn? Do you think there's things the fibre industry can learn from how mobile deals with their customers?
Well, I think, as an integrated operator, we run both, right? So we have both. Well, in the recent test, we got the award for the best mobile network, not only in the Netherlands, but ranking the highest in the world. So we're very proud on that in terms of 5G. But also there, the trick is that it's not just about the infrastructure, because you can build a great mobile network, but it's about the team that's actually running the network. And you see that in mobile, people always, people talk about speeds, more speeds. But if you have a gig of speed, then the next layer of speed on top of that is not going to make a difference. It's about, in mobile, for example, about coverage. So do you have reception everywhere? It's about stability. So Teams calling, and doing that video calling from a car or a train driving through the country without any interruption. That's possible in the Netherlands. If you cross the border, in a lot of cases, it's a different case. And I think that's what what we are proud of is that this user experience, be it on mobile, be it on fiber, it's a consistent user experience. It's reliable, and that drives the trust in the brand. And that is very important, that for the whole perception of the industry, be it KPN or one of the other players, that perception and trust is key in the future of our industry.
Great, thank you. And I suppose that's why conferences like this are really important, to be able to go and share those experiences and to draw from each other in that way.
Exactly. So I think also in this conference, right, to learn from each other, but also for us to learn from the independent fiber players, what their role is in other markets and how they're doing, but also I think one of the things that in this conference is getting more and more is the applications on top of the network, and basically suppliers delivering those, and companies that, be it scale-ups as well, have partner with those to deliver new type of services to customers. We also need to drive innovation, and that comes through the network. So that whole ecosystem is super important.
Brilliant. But thank you. It's been fascinating to talk to you, Wouter. Thank you so much for giving us that amount of your time. I think some really insightful comments in there. So I appreciate you being able to talk to us today. Thank you so much, and enjoy the conference.
No, thank you very much, James. And looking forward to the rest of the conference.